The New Country 96.3. Second date update.
Right, first of all, a shout out to Sarah and her husband. They moved here from Denver. They used to listen to Second Date Update on the podcast.
Oh, that's awesome.
And now they listen. Now they moved here in town and they listen live. So shout out.
Live is good.
Live is good. All right, we got Angie on the line this morning. She went out with Brad, had a great first date, but no second date. We're going to see if we can help her out. First of all, Angie, tell everybody how you met Brad.
So I met this awesome guy, Brad, actually in Las Vegas.
Really?
Which I know, yes, it sounds crazy, but we were at a Keith Urban show, and we sat next to each other.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
All right.
Yeah, so we were like right beside each other talking all night, and kind of his group and my group, we were all kind of getting along, and we were like, do you guys want to, come out with us after this? And we basically hung out like till the sun came up, and then had breakfast the next morning, and it was honestly one of the best dates and nights of my life.
Wow.
Okay. All right. And then what happened after that? Because you're in Vegas.
Right. So afterwards, he told me he lives in Dallas. I live in Addison. So I definitely thought, we exchanged numbers, and I thought we would reconnect once we got back.
Okay.
But I haven't heard from him again. And I know, with travel and work and everything, so I figured there's a lot going on. But it was such a good night. I don't know. I think it could work, so I just don't want to let it go.
Well, let's give him a call, see if we can figure out what's going on, and see if we can get your second date, okay?
Okay.
We got a hold of Brad, and he's agreed to come on the air with us. So, Brad, do you remember going out with Angie?
Yeah, I do.
She gave us a call, said you guys had a great time. After the show, you hung out with each other all night long, and found out you both lived here in the area. She thought maybe she'd like to go out with you again, but she hasn't heard from you. You guys did exchange numbers. Is that true?
Sorry. I just...
What's so funny?
No, I mean, Angie's great, but, I feel like, hasn't she ever heard the saying, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas?
Yeah, sure, but, I mean,
It sounded like you guys had a connection.
Oh, yeah, I mean, we had some things, definitely, but...
Some things?
I mean... I thought you weren't supposed to contact people once you got back home. It's like what happens there stays there, right?
Well, you did exchange numbers.
Yeah, but everyone exchanges numbers in Vegas. That's just what you do.
Well, here's the deal. She called us because she thought, hey, you know what? You guys had such a good time. Why not see if you can continue, when you're back at home? And she's actually on the other line. Can we bring her in on this conversation?
Yeah, go for it.
All right. Angie, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Say hello to Brad.
Hey, Brad.
Hey, good to hear your voice.
Yeah, it's good to hear yours.
Yeah.
So Brad, what do you think about maybe you and Angie going out again, here in the Metroplex? We'll pick up the tab for date number 2 if you'd like to go.
Yeah, no, I mean, as much as I love a free dinner, I think, Angie, you're real sweet. I just think you got to let it go,
But, so do you have a girlfriend or something?
No. And if I did, you think I'd really be talking about it on the radio?
Okay, then what is it, Brad?
Yeah, what's going on?
Yeah, no, I just think, I've dealt with stage 1 clingers before, and...
A stage 1 clinger? How is me reaching out after we have an amazing night being a stage 1 clinger? That's a little extreme.
You're calling me up on the radio, right? Because I wouldn't call you back after a fun night in Vegas?
I mean, yeah, but I thought that would be cute and fun. I don't know. I mean, wow, okay.
You are cute and you are fun, but this is not.
I just don't understand. You're not even giving me any sort of explanation. If you don't have a girlfriend and you're single and we had this great night, I don't know. I feel like you're just kind of BSing me right now.
Yeah, no, I'm not BSing. I think you're really, like I said, I think you're really cute and sweet, and I'm kind of looking for something a little more, I'm looking for a long time, not a fun time.
Wow. Okay.
All right.
But I wish you the best, and thanks for calling, guys. This is getting real weird, so I should probably go.
Okay. All right, Brad. Well, thank you for coming on the air with us. Do appreciate it.
All right. You have a good day.
All right. Angie, unfortunately,
So sorry, Angie.
Yeah, it's definitely not how I thought it was going to go. And I also just want to clarify that I am not just a fun-time girl. That's actually so offensive because that's not at all who I am. So it's really annoying he said that. And our time in Vegas, yes, it was fun, but it wasn't like that kind of fun. So I am just really pissed off, actually, that he said that.
If you're just joining us, we're talking about Brad, who was on Second Date Update, an episode last week. To really just quickly recap, Brad met Angie in Las Vegas. Angie found out that they both lived here in DFW, so when she got back, she tried to reach Brad, and Brad was not interested, saying, hey, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. And Angie asked Brad this question, which might be the most uncomfortable moment ever in the history of this show.
Do you have, like, a girlfriend or something?
No.
That was uncomfortable.
It was uncomfortable because we have found out that Brad does have a girlfriend because she contacted the show and she wanted to be on the air with us. So we welcome you to the show. I guess, first of all, I have to ask, did you hear about this live, or did someone tell you about that your boyfriend was on Second Date Update and then you went back and listened to it on the podcast?
No, I heard it live. I always listen to Second Date Update.
Okay.
Okay. Well, did you hear the part where he said he didn't have a girlfriend, though? He denied that you existed?
Okay, yes, he did, but he said also if I did have one, would I be out here admitting that on the radio?
Yeah.
Right, he said that.
So, like, in my opinion, it was him saying, yes, I do have a girlfriend, but I don't need to be airing out all my details on the radio. I mean, if you think about it from his perspective, he was completely ambushed.
Okay, but, it does sound like if he does have a girlfriend, he was kind of having some fun on the side in Las Vegas.
Okay, so when he got home, he told me all about this girl immediately because we are honest people in our relationship. He said that they were, like, near each other at the concert, and a bunch of his buddies and a bunch of her friends were, like, hanging out and went out after the concert, and she, like, completely glommed onto him, like, threw herself at him shamelessly. Like, who does that, first of all? I mean, I don't know. It's just weird in my opinion. What was he supposed to do? He was hanging out with his buddies. His buddies were hanging out with her friends, I guess. He was just like, I'll just get through tonight, and I'll never have to think about this ever again.
All right, but did you hear the part where he actually gave her his phone number?
She would ask him every 20 minutes, he said.
Oh.
She's like, where are you from? The second that she found out that they lived near each other in real life, like not in Vegas life, she was like, oh, like, we're so close. Like, we should hang out again. Like, can I get your phone number? He said she asked for his phone number like 20 times that night. And finally was like, yeah, sure, here you go. I told him he should have given her a fake, like, rejection hotline phone number.
So you completely trust him?
Absolutely.
But you know what? I'm thinking if I was in that situation and someone was glomming on me like that, I would say right from the beginning that I have a girlfriend, and he obviously didn't tell her that.
I don't know what he did and didn't tell her. All I know is that he told her that he was not interested in hanging out after they got home, and that, like, he was just there with his buddies. And honestly, he said to me, and I believe him, that if he could have, he would have just gone back to the hotel room right then and there. But he knows his buddies get wild, and he had to be the one to be responsible. Also, can I just say PSA for anyone listening, man or female, like, you guys better watch out for, what was her name? Angie from Addison? Like, she's out here being a freaking homewrecker. Like, ridiculous. Just throwing herself unashamedly at men.
I don't want to besmirch Angie because, she called. All she wanted was a second date. That's all she asked for.
Yeah, super desperately. Like, I love you guys. I listen every day, and honestly, most days I am like right up against that stereo, like, ooh, what's gonna happen next? But with this, I was like, girl, if he's not texting back, just leave it. Just leave it.
Okay, all right. Thank you for joining us. That's Brad's girlfriend stating her case. Brad, a good guy.
Yeah. Yeah, just leave it.
Just leave it. I have the feeling that Brad's girlfriend has gotten in a fight in the parking lot at Cowboys Red River a time or two.
Oh, man.